All right, what's up, guys? This is Steel Rain coming back at you with a long-term review of the EV-Peak CQ3 4x100 watt AC/DC multi-charger. I've had this thing approximately 3 months now, and have to say, out of all the chargers I've ever owned, this is probably the best charger, most feature-packed bench charger I've ever had. And I've had I've had the iCharger 306B. It's a 1,000 watt 30 amp charger, but it's only got one output. So beyond that, I mean, this thing is basically 4 chargers in one. I know a lot of people tend not to like multi-port chargers because if one goes bad, then you're stuck with whatever's left. But so far I've abused the heck out of this thing. I've taken it on a trip from Knoxville, Tennessee out to California. It got beat around by the TSA and still works flawlessly. What it does come with, it comes with 4 of these XT60 main discharge leads, nothing else. So if you don't have XT60, you're gonna have to find something else, different adapter for it. And each one, it comes with 4 of these JST-XH balance plug connectors, 2S through 6S. That's all it could do. And what I could really say about this charger is, yeah, it comes with 4 discharge leads and 4 balance plug leads. But if you're going to go ahead and get a charger like this, I highly suggest getting a good parallel board for parallel charging. I could charge 4 1500 milliamp 4S batteries at 1C, so 6 amps on this board. And what's good about these boards here is that there's a main fuse to protect the main leads in case they break off the printed circuit board and decide to fry or short inside. There's also one on each one of these that protects your main discharge leads and polyfuses. And a lot of people think, yeah, you don't need polyfuses, as long as you only have, if you know what you're doing. But I've seen, and I've almost done myself, plugged in the battery backwards, and if you do that, you're instantly going to fry without a fuse. Otherwise, these polyfuses just instantly trip and saves your battery and a possible fire. So that's good for sort of parallel charging. So this one by EP Buddy, this is a Paraboard V3. Ready Made RC sells one that's identical to this, and also Progressive RC sells pretty good boards. I'd also suggest, if you get a charger like this, you also get one of these multi-port adapters. They're basically about 10-15 bucks, but you could charge your headset batteries, your FPV batteries. There's XT60, EC5, EC3, Dean's, numerous JR adapters for radios. They leave you a couple open ones as well for soldering on. This is for my Tyrannus battery here. JST. There's a lot of other options out there as well, but I suggest getting one of these. Basically, with this charger here, I could have 4 different stations going on at once, and I could literally charge 16 1500 milliamp batteries at 1C within an hour. That's pretty good for a bench charger, of this size and quality. Like I said, I've had no issues with it. I purchased it for about 130 bucks through Get FPV. I know it's not the cheapest charger, but I've had some IMAX chargers, and they just don't have the wattage or push enough amps to really do anything. My iChargers do, but I'm only stuck with 1 port, where this one has 4. So I could do, literally a lithium high volt here, a LiPo here, a NiCad here, and a lead acid battery here, all at the same time, which is pretty awesome. And like I said, You could do up to 10 amps per port. Really depends on the size battery you're trying to charge. 400 watts total. It does LiPo, lithium ion, life, lithium high volt, nickel cadmium, nickel metal hydride, and lead acid batteries from 1 to 6 cell. So pretty awesome charger. I haven't had any complaints or issues with it. Go ahead and show you guys here the side, which is really awesome about it is that many chargers don't have an on and off switch. This one has it right here, which is a good feature that I like to have. It also, you could switch voltage between 110 and 240 just by sliding this red selector switch back and forth. You also have options for temperature sensors on each one of the ports. So, you know, that's pretty good. And over here you could power it from a DC input, so like your car battery, you go ahead and just plug an XT60 into there and have it go off to some alligator clips on your car if you wanted to take it to the field. Don't really have many complaints about this charger. Everything is adjustable in the user presets. I'm not sure if any of these screens are gonna show up here on camera, but you start seeing the different options here. LiPo battery, lithium ion, life, lithium high volt, nickel metal hydride, NiCad, and lead acid PB. It's also got the option to send out power for like a soldering iron or whatnot, or a motor test. It's got memory presets. You could also load up memory in it, and user set, which I just went by. You could set your termination voltages and different things for different batteries. There's only one thing I don't like about this charger. Well, I'd say a couple things. It is a little bulky, but I mean, you know, bench charging, especially with 4 ports, I mean, what do you really expect? If you're gonna charge out in the field, I'd suggest going with an ISDT. I mean, I've had a couple of those. They're pretty good for field charging. They're more compact, something you could throw in your bag and, you know, and have a lot more portability with, where this isn't really so much, but I mean, it's really not that big. Another thing, it doesn't matter, I guess, really how many batteries are on here or how high of a current you're charging. The internal fan that cools it off is always kicked on to high, which, you know, it's not the loudest fan, but it's not the quietest either. It can get a little annoying, but, you know, after a while you get used to it, and it's really no big deal, you know. So personally, you know, I used to run my iCharger 306B and 206B off of 24 volt power server. It was 1500 watts, and it pumped out 62 amps to supply the both chargers, and basically so I could have 2 ports. Yeah, I could charge really big batteries with it, you know, like 6 cell, you know, 10,000 milliamp batteries, you know, like nothing. But, you know, when it comes to like the FPV racing and freestyle community, I think this is a way better charger by far for getting the most batteries parallel charging done and over with in an hour. You know, and if you know what you're doing with parallel charging, it's completely safe, especially when you have, you know, a good parallel board that protects you from any shorts. And if the battery fails, you know, it's gonna pop a fuse or one of these poly fuses before anything goes wrong. So I mean, it's almost foolproof as long as you're smart enough not to do anything dumb with it. But anyways, that's my long-term review. Haven't had one single issue with this charger, and I've beat the hell out of it. I put it through everything it possibly could go through, every single pace, and it just keeps going. So I have to say I'm pretty impressed. Didn't really know about this brand until I saw Kebab FPV, Bob Rugi, mention it, and still think it's one of the best out there. I mean, I've had so many other chargers that don't even come close to this thing or compare. So with that being said, hope you guys like and subscribe if you do like this video. Go ahead and share it. Leave any comments or questions down below, and I'll go ahead and leave some information on this charger if you're interested in the video description. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. See you.